Welcome. I know I'm like a few minutes behind, but I wanted to jump on here really quick and go over some of the catalysts and some new thoughts I have as far as like on the AMC partnership, because I know as a community we've been waiting on this, and as an investor, this is one of the ones I was most excited about. So I'm just going to touch base on this and what I think we're going forward, and I'm going to do some TA on the current price action of Dogecoin as well. So I'll post it here really quickly. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm gonna post it in the chat section. Do that before. Make sure I'm not speaking to myself. But I'm really excited. I have been for months, ever since Adam Aaron announced it, as far as for the AMC partnership. I still am. I believe this is the largest opportunity that we have to um, I really believe this is the largest opportunity that we have to build like utility and also build a reputation of success with Dogecoin outside of um, Elon or like Tesla or anything related to him specifically. So I think that this is like a really big um, catalyst going forward. So, okay, everyone can hear me? Okay, great. Well, no, Bitpay is true. Bitpay, from what I understand, Bitpay is going to be, it may not be set up yet, but I remember looking at it. It's going to be via Bitpay. And Mark Cuban did this as well with the Dallas Mavericks. It's when you convert like a site to take crypto for payment and stuff like that, it's not cheap. Like it's a, this is like a really big integration on the website and stuff like that. So I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's Bitpay. It's pointless. So we might as well not use it or stuff like that. No, it's still, we still have the opportunity here to pretty much set up to do what we want, which is establish credibility, utility, and also that the Dogecoin community supports Doge and not necessarily just something that's attached to Elon. So all of those and removing coins from the market and that overall float position as far as for the coins that are available on the market. So all of the major things as far as why we're here and why this is good, they're all still in effect. So let's see. I'm gonna take one more, and then I'm gonna jump into my points. Has to be a good thing, right? Price of crypto right now is still influenced by the whales. Yes, so more Doge specials, more holders means a better support. That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. Until retailers, I don't know if they'll be in a position to say, okay, well, we are controlling the crypto market and stuff like that. There isn't a market available that technically retail actually controls. Like if you look at the stock market, most of that is institutional money, crypto market, real estate, commodities. Typically whales, they dominate the investing sector. But when you have more people come in, yes, you can strengthen like support levels. But ultimately, this was a play going toward utility. So this was something that, okay, we can remove some of the excess coins that are on the market and pretty much turn AMC into a large holder of the coin. So this way it would technically be two birds with one stone. Yes, we'd have utility, a place to actually use the coin, but also would have a place to remove it from the market so that AMC can be a holder and we're reducing the amount of coins on the actual circulating supply. And, we'll still have the price action, less coins on the market. So that would give us a form of like stability so that technically we're not having whales just dumping the coins and stuff like that. And AMC would have an incentive to hold the coins since they're still conducting business via the coin and stuff like that. So for the same reasons that you don't see CEOs and stuff like that dump all their position at one time. So that would just pretty much give us a form of stability so that every time we have like a decent rally, it's not like the whales are coming in and pretty much snatching the floor from underneath you. So, and I want to go over this point, the rally versus utility and short versus long. And that pretty much touches on what I just covered. And that's what a rally versus utility is basically the same thing as short and long. So rallying, it would be something what we were seeing last year. Crypto market was new. People were chasing hype like a lot. So just based off of this announcement, yes, we do have some macro events going on, but last year, technically, if you say, okay, AMC partnering with Dogecoin, just hype alone, not the actual utility from the coin, not the coin actually being used, just from the hype alone, people are going to rush in and start buying the coin. That is short term. These people are not going to hold. They're not there to actually use the coin. That's going to be technically what we saw last year. You're going to have these huge spikes, and then eventually you're going to have a sell off because they're going to want to take profits. Utility is what AMC, which I believe as a catalyst, is going to be our biggest chance at actually pretty much creating that bridge between Dogecoin, AMC, and other other institutions. So that is a form of being like a long-term holder versus people just coming in just for like to try and make like a quick trade and stuff like that, or because it's trending and because it's on the news and stuff like that. This is going to pretty much be the, I won't say do or die, but this is a really crucial time for Doge to solidify its place, like in the different niches and stuff like that. Because I don't know if you guys watched some of my older videos, but I was saying that the crypto market is going to have a consolidation period. So a lot of these coins that popped up, these cash grabs, these coins that are about absolutely nothing and don't have leadership, community, utility, and all that kind of stuff like that, they're not going to survive over like the next few years. Only the coins that settle into the niches and have these specific placements as far as like a function, community, leadership, all that kind of stuff like that, they're going to survive. They're going to have the support to survive, and they're going to just continue through these cycles. None of the cycles technically, when you have I guess last year was the exception, but technically speaking, looking at crypto, none of the cycles are pretty when they start out. We got the big booms and stuff last year. The entire crypto market did, but these cycles typically reward themselves. And that's just one of the things I want to touch on was patience as well. I don't know if you guys looked at I've been posting my entries for a lot of different stocks and stuff like that over the last few days, right? So I posted some from like 2020, a lot of the oil stocks, since that's really booming now. And I did that because I wanted to show the pretty much the benefit of being patient. Because the one I posted today was Whiting, and that one was trading. Oh my God, it was like a pump and dump for months, and it literally was almost stagnant for a year before it did a reverse stock split. 25 cents, 50 cents, all the way up to $1. It was threatening to get delisted to go to the OTC market. And it literally went down to like, I won't say pennies, but literally like a quarter. And now it's sitting roughly at $81. And, I just want to, and that's one of the reasons why I don't necessarily compare it, but I use charts and stuff. And I say, hey, look at Bitcoin, look at Ethereum, look at all these other coins, look at the cycles. And everyone's like, oh, apples and oranges, apples and oranges. I'm not saying the function of the coin is the same. You're missing the point. I'm saying that the patience is rewarded. And the coins go through cycles. That's what I'm saying. And you just really pretty much have to be like this patient, because technically speaking, last year we came off of the shortest bear market in history. And we know that the feds and everything printed a bunch of money and stopped the economy from like crashing and stuff like that. So we pretty much didn't have the opportunity to correct. So when we have a bunch of catalysts coming out, a bunch of people putting out videos and everything's to the moon. I guess now they're not saying to the moon because they can't lie anymore. But but remember, 2 or 3 weeks ago it was to the moon. But we had these catalysts and stuff coming out, and we have to show respect to the cycle of the market and the flow of money, which is really important. Which is why I've been saying, hey, we need to see what the Fed's going to do. The Russia-Ukraine situation is going to have an effect. It's affecting our inflation. We have to pay attention to the macros. That's one of the reasons I always scream that. And we look at this as an opportunity to, average down if you're long in the position, increase coin count. That's your multiplier. It's a really big deal as far as for taking advantage of these times. And it's not just Dogecoin. That's not exclusive to Dogecoin. That's just how I look at the market in general. That's any crypto, stock market, doesn't make a difference. You see the extreme fear in the market. I posted the fear indicator the other day where, I have to check it for today, but we're threatening to be in extreme fear. That is an opportunity to pretty much have your cash ready so that you're able to jump in and take advantage of the these prices. So we can't necessarily just depend on certain coins to just moon or have really strong movements just because of hype. Because again, that's going to be short term. That's how you have a lot of these coins that are threatening like full retracements, and they're not, and they're literally blowing past their support levels. So we do have, I'm going to do some TA here in a moment. And because we're pretty much holding up, we're trending like we thought, like we charted out over the last few months, and I'll go over that. But we have to just focus on that and these entries and making sure that we're being strategic when we're jumping in these coins and paying attention to the macro as well. I'm going to take a few questions and then I'll do some TA. Let's see. It's extreme fear. I'm lurking and scooping. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way. Yeah, remember that's not exclusive to Dogecoin. That's in the market in general. We have a bunch of gems coming out. The Amazon is doing a 20-to-1 split, which, you know, technically like the next year, 18 months after our Amazon split. And I know we have some big catalysts and a lot of different factors in the market, in the macro right now. But technically speaking, 12 to 18 months after Amazon does a split, it has a tremendous run up in value. Apple does the same thing too. So I know things may be different, but we're gonna see. But either way, I'm long on Amazon. So I don't believe Amazon has a replacement or is even has a threat right now, really. So, and I do believe they're going to offer a dividend within the next few years as well. But that's a different video. I bought a load more Doge last week. There we go. I just bought 1,500 ADA, part of ADA gang at 78 cents. Yeah, man, I believe ADA is going to do amazing over the next 5 years. Like, I'm long ADA as well. I'm right there with you. Hello, I'm late watching and rewind. Thank you. Welcome, though. Welcome. Let's see. Do you think Shiba is the next Doge also? Not really, but you know, it has the community there. But if you Shiba's really threatening like a full retracement. So you know, it's just one of the things that you have to, when you say building your coin from like the ground up, when you say, okay, well, utility, vision, all that kind of stuff like that, when you have, because Dogecoin has a lot of hype inside of it, but if there was a coin that would have more hype in it, it would probably be SHIB. And that's just because of the attachments that it consistently made to Dogecoin, even though the actual principle or the catalyst for Doge, whether it was true or not, was actually about Dogecoin. And SHIB just kind of attached itself to it, whether that's with the AMC announcement, the going to the moon, the Elon Association. It was just always there. And I think that, and I'm not saying it can't go up, because it definitely has a lot of supporters. I don't know the state of the community now, but they would certainly have to work on pretty much building that separation out and building the community and pretty much having that separation there. And which I think they've done ever since Elon said he didn't own any. I think that kind of was like the last straw of the association there. So I think it'd be a long road to recovery. But if I were long SHIB, I'd be concerned now, especially with the way the market is threatening, just because I don't see the catalyst there to help it like survive like like if we went to like a recession or stuff like that. So I just don't see it there. Because again, a lot of these coins are not going to survive. You know, we'll have to see. But Shiba definitely has a large community, so it's not impossible. But for me, maybe I'm just a little biased, I don't know. But for me, I don't think so. Let's see. Let's see. So how do we use our Doge to buy AMC tickets? Need a discretional video, please, for dummies. You know, I'll do that. I'll do that, because I also own AMC as well. So that'll kind of be like a double. It's like double support for me when I, you know, using Doge and for AMC tickets. So I'll probably do that, or actually go to the movies and just record it, the process and stuff like that. But I'll put that in my notes actually. That's something I can do. I could probably make a short out of it or something, because I don't imagine it would take long. Any other crypto for recommend long hold? Yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, Doge. Those are like my top coins as far as for my long term holds. So I treat like the top. You can say maybe like the top three, top five. You can have your speculative coins just as far as like currency, but I treat those like the S&P 500, because they're really the market indicators as far as for which direction the market's going to go, or the health of the market. And it's also where most of the money is, most of the institutional money is. So when that money gets vacuumed out, the market goes to hell. So I typically like to kind of make sure that I'm involved in those as well. Nickelback staple coin, yeah, that could be beneficial now as well. We probably need an oil back one or something like that. So it probably wouldn't be a bad idea, because I one thing, even when I made my video a couple years ago with Exxon, and I put it on the stocks I never sell. I know, just based off of history, when it comes down to oil and gas prices and stuff like that, it is very quick to rise and very slow to consolidate. So if you're on the front side of that, you can reap the benefits greatly. So that it can certainly be beneficial to have a nickelback stable coin, that'll stable coin. But yeah, we need. I can think of a few coins we can have that could be stable coins. That'll be great. So wouldn't be a bad play. So you're not a she moon boy. She was a perfect example of what we say has value, has value. That's a fact, yeah, but enough people hold it. Absolutely. I mean, I said in an old video, I was like, we can moon horse manure if enough people get behind it. That is, people definitely are in control of that. You see what we did to toilet paper during the coronavirus or the pandemic. What do I think about Cardano? Love Cardano. Long. I think the next like 5 years, we're probably going to see like $10 Cardano, long on Cardano. So you really think 50 cents? Well, it's a topic I was saying, because I got a lot of questions. It's like, why isn't Doge moving? Why isn't it's supposed to be moving right now? The announcement came out, and this blah blah. Or why isn't it mooning? And I'm like, you're gonna have to get different if you're new in the market. Last year was the exception. That is not how a market should work, and that is not how a healthy market works, and that's not how normally the market works. So what happened last year, everyone's going to have to psychologically, detach themselves from that, because that's like a once in a lifetime, once every decade type of thing. It's not something that consistently happens. And technically speaking, it only happened because of the massive amount of money that was being printed and like literally raining from the sky. So that's why I put the 50 cents in there to address the topic of, okay, why isn't it mooning, or it's taking so long? Is it going to hit 50 cents, this big rally and stuff like that? So can it hit 50 cents from the AMC rally with everything going on right now? We have a few points of resistance to get through, and I'm going to take a look here in the charts to go over that in a moment. I'm going to take a few more questions. How far do you think Doge will go down? It has the possibility, if things get really bad, the level of support, because right now, technically, this is buyer support that's holding it up. This isn't current buyer support, actually, not from the previous trend on the upside, because the previous trend on the upside, 12 cents historically, which is why I was able to call that, is typically the range that would consolidate to. 8 to 10 cents is what I said was, we could possibly just get to a point where everyone's viewing it as oversold. So people can come in there and say, okay, well, Doge is cheap right now. I believe this is easy money, even though if they're not necessarily long on it, they just believe it's undervalued. So you can have a surge of people that come in at this price. But Chart wise, the next level of support is at 6 cents. But it doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's going to reach 6 cents, because obviously the amount of buying pressure and stuff you have, that when a coin gets cheaper and cheaper, can prevent that from happening. But chart wise, technically the next level of support is around 6 cents. Let's see, doesn't people create support and resistance? Correct. Yeah, correct. Absolutely. Hold on. All right, I'm going to take I'm going to do some TA here, and then we're going to wrap up. Okay, so pretty much looking at the chart here, I'm going to widen it, make it a little bigger. So we've been following this for like the past few months here, and it's pretty much playing out exactly what we were talking about, which is pretty much trending sideways in this trajectory here. And we are literally zooming in here because it's literally not breaking this this trend. And I say, what is this? Another day. The 16th is like the longest possible you can stay in here. But we are pretty much continuing this trend here, this sideways trajectory. We're coming down. We haven't broken around the 10-cent floor. So technically we're trending sideways, but it is pretty much positioning out. We're at our, what is this? 1, 2, 3. This is our third higher low. So this is going to be a really big indicator over the next 3 days that's going to determine the pattern here, whether or not it's going to get a break up or a breakdown. So this is going to, as far as for I don't believe this line will be respected, but over the next 3 days, we're going to be able to have a really, really strong indicator as far as for the trend over like the next few weeks. And I do want to answer a question. So pretty much saying that, will it go to 50 cents? This is the trouble we would have on this rally. So historically, I believe the number was 18.45 or something like that. 18.45 cents is when we hit that, we typically have our run to around 22 cents. At around 22 cents, that's where this bar is right here. If you can see where I'm circling, that's where shorts come in. Shorts come in really strongly. And that's why we have these long wicks from the rejections at around this mark. That would be the biggest threat I would see to, regardless of the catalyst. I don't care if it was, using Doge to, to cure cancer or whatever, that's going to be the biggest catalyst as far as of level of resistance for Doge to break through, is around that 22 cents mark. We've seen this happen 2 separate times, including the Tesla merch announcement at 22 cents. Shorts came in like a hurricane to prevent that rally from continuing, because Doge was really shooting up. And you have to keep in mind that that's going to play a factor going forward as well, because you're going to have shorts when you have a position. Last year, we had the really, really big run up from Doge, and I don't want to say it wasn't protested or anything like that, but Doge kind of took off, and no one really expected that. So now there's people actually in the market who hate the coin and who want to make money on it going down. So technically, the next run up is going to be different. It's going to face the same obstacles as any of the other cryptos that have been in here for a while, or stocks that have been here for a while, are going to face, because it's not a new coin, and you're going to have these points of reference here that we can expect to encounter some resistance, and that's going to be around this 22 cents mark here for Doge. And I want to take a look at Bitcoin real quick, just to give you guys an indicator where we're going. So people were saying like, oh no, you were wrong on the numbers you gave for Bitcoin. Really now. So what we're seeing here is we're pretty much forming a double top here at around, or maybe, I say maybe, we've already got rejected off of the 72-day moving A. But this is pretty much us not being able to surpass the 200-day moving average. And we got a rejection off of the 21-day moving average now. But this here, overall, you'll see people, I don't know which channels you follow or how you do your own TA, but you'll see people adjusting their numbers and saying, okay, well, we keep getting rejected off of the 200-day. We're forming this top here. This is obviously looking like a bearish pattern. I said this in my video earlier today. So much uncertainty in the market. Markets do not rally. They do not moon when there is mass uncertainty. That is, market likes to be, they like certainty and emotions to be in the line. Emotions control the market in the short term. Always remember that. And the emotions right now, there's mass confusion with inflation, whether or not the 0.25% is going to get it under control. Personally, I believe it's not. Russia, Ukraine, whether or not that's going to expedite the inflation that we're seeing here. And maybe we haven't seen the worst of the gas prices and stuff like that. Several reasons to have fear in the market and to say, or rather not, we're going to go to war. Several reasons to have fear in the market to say, okay, well, maybe I want to be a little bit more liquid here, or start just hedging myself in the market, get into some commodities, not necessarily try and gain, but let me just retain what I have right now. And so these are all catalysts for these corrections and stuff like that. And again, if we have these if the Fed has to come back and say, hey, the inflation number isn't working, we got to be more aggressive, you can expect some rebalancing of portfolios, and that's when things are really going to get good. But I do believe that it looks like if they stick to their 0.25% hike on the 16th, they're going to roll this into Q2. So numbers, projections, consolidations, and stuff like that are all still in play. Nothing has been resolved. It looks like they're doing what they do best, which is delay. But just remember, delayed does not mean denied. So stack cash, that's what I'm doing. DCA in, or you can pretty much spread it out and not necessarily just jump all in at once. But just be, I say, strategic when you're making your entries and stuff like that. Give yourself an opportunity, because long term, well, at least in the short term as well, both of them are looking real uncertain, and we know what that means in the market. So with that, AMC, I do want to say AMC is AMC, as far as for the catalyst with AMC, I do want to say that what we need to do as a community is make sure that these numbers are really great. Adam Aaron, I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter, he's the CEO of AMC. He tweets a lot. And what we need to make sure that we do is to get a tweet from him like we did with when he did the poll on Twitter, and he was like, this is the most responses we ever got. We pretty much, I won't say we broke the internet, but it was a pretty big splash that Dogecoin made when he put that initial poll on Twitter. And we need to make sure that we do that for these numbers that come out for AMC and these movies, to make sure that his next tweet is, we blew it out of the water. They did more transactions in Doge than they did in cash this past weekend, stuff like that. That's the type of information that we want to have to solidify Dogecoin as a method of payment, and also to be attractive to other institutions. So this is a really, really great milestone for Dogecoin. Bigger than any hype catalyst, marketing. I don't care, Tesla, Doge One Rocket, all that kind of stuff like that. Great marketing plans. This is actual utility that everybody can participate in. That's what makes this so different. So, we just have to make sure that we're on top of that. In any case, I'll speak with you guys tomorrow. Like, share the video, subscribe if you want to hear more from me. And I will speak with all of you tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good night.